Summer is supposed to be an opportunity to slow down, but when you look at your kids, you can't help but notice that your kids are growing up fast. Help them build independence as they grow with Greenlight. Greenlight is a debit card and money app for families, where parents can keep an eye on kids' money habits while kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. It's the easy, convenient way to raise financially smart kids. Get your first month free when you sign up at greenlight.com/Spotify.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Friday, August 9th, 2024. Congratulations to those of you who've completed your first full or partial week of school. June will be here before we know it. Born on this date, in 1985, former NFL quarterback Jamarcus Russell of Mobile. Now, you might hear that today is National Veep Day. That's Veep as in Vice President. The reason today is Veep Day is because on this date in 1974, Vice President Gerald Ford ascended to the presidency when Richard Nixon resigned. Now, you can celebrate Veep Day by not paying it any attention unless it says something embarrassing. Today, we'll brief you on the Hoover coach situation, a man who was left out of the recent international prisoner swaps, and a Birmingham native comedian's new CNN show. We'll also break new ground here by having a listener take the weekly news review quiz. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. The Hoover City Board of Education has accepted resignations from head football coach Drew Gilmer and defensive coordinator Adam Helms of Hoover High School, AL.com's Ben Thomas reports. The two had been on administrative leave. Hoover City Schools had announced an investigation just as videos were circulating of the coaches interacting with players during practice. Lawyers for one player's family called the coach's behavior, quote, physical abuse and extreme humiliation. Now, Gilmer was a high-profile hire for the Bucs this offseason. He had just won 2 of the past 3 Class 6A state titles at Clay Chalkville. Class 7A Hoover, of course, is a nationally known program that had racked up 11 state titles in the past, but were looking to rebuild under Gilmer. Hoover named Chip English its interim football coach. English has coached at Grissom and Albertville. Last year, he took the quarterback's coach job at Hoover. The recent prisoner swap among nations, including the United States and Russia, involved 26 prisoners. It brought the release of big-name inmates, such as journalist Evan Gershkovich and corporate security executive Paul Whelan. Prisoners were released from the U.S., Russia, Germany, Poland, Slovenia, Norway, and Belarus. But the releases did not include David Barnes, the Alabama man in a Russian prison whose custody battle with his ex-wife led to accusations that he abused his 2 sons, reports AL.com's William Thornton. Now, prosecutors in Texas found those accusations against him were not credible. But when he went to Russia to see his sons, he was arrested and found guilty. He's been there for 2 years. Now, not helping his case is that he hasn't been designated a wrongful detainee, as some of those released were. Barnes is originally from Gadsden and has lived in Huntsville. His sister Carol said he was devastated by not being among those released, but wasn't losing hope. Quote, he has a lot of faith. He prays a lot. He's trying to keep up his outlook on everything. He's not the kind of person to give up. He's chased his kids for 5 years now. He's going to keep fighting. You may have seen him on Comedy Central's The Daily Show. Now, Birmingham native Roy Wood Jr. has his own CNN show, reports AL.com's Mary Clarceau. Now, the comedian was reportedly on the short list to become the next host of The Daily Show, but left to see what else might be out there. And he's found that a CNN gig was. The new series is called Have I Got News for You? And it's CNN's version of a British series with panelists who are quizzed about that week's news. Wait a minute. So it's a news show hosted by an Alabamian who uses a sense of humor and does news review quizzes. Good luck with that, Roy. Regular listeners here remember Wood on the show talking about the Road to Rickwood podcast. He reportedly also has a stand-up special coming to Hulu. Hey, y'all, we're going to take a quick ad break, be right back here, and do a weekly quiz with a listener. Y'all stay with us. Well, welcome back to the show, everybody. We're making a little down in Alabama history today by having a listener take the weekly news quiz instead of a member of the AL.com staff. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean we made the quiz any easier, but let's get to the online studio where we will welcome Tyler Wright. Tyler, it's good to have you on.
It's great to be here.
Where are you from?
I'm from Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. All right.
Yeah, I love it out here.
So how do you feel your days in Jacksonville?
Work mostly.
What is it you do?
I am a courier for the LabCorp.
Oh, okay. A LabCorp courier. Excellent. Okay. We sure appreciate you coming on and doing this.
I appreciate you letting me be on here.
All right. Now, we didn't make this thing any easier. I hope you're okay with that.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully all my listening's going to pay off.
Let's get on to question number 1. Local officials recently signed off a deal that will bring Amtrak service back to this route. Now, let me read all the answers so that people at home can listen to them and kind of make a guess in their head. Then you can make a guess. This is local officials signed off on a deal. It's going to bring Amtrak service back to this route: Birmingham to Mobile, New Orleans to Mobile, Jacksonville to Mobile, or Talladega to Sylacauga.
Is it New Orleans to Mobile?
That is correct.
Ha
They're gonna, they might even have a Mardi Gras themed deal with that one once Mardi Gras gets kicking in both cities.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
Have you ever ridden a passenger train?
I have not, actually.
I haven't either. It's always one of those things that sound like it would be cool.
Oh, yeah.
But, I have no idea. All right. Question number 2. The Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources is closing the Washington County Public Lake to rid it of this invasive species. This is probably one you've had to read about or hear about to get this one right. Giant salvinia, Burmese python, Kogon grass, or Dollar General stores?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's Giant Salvinia, but Dollar General is a close second.
Yeah, Dollar General is a close second. Yeah, so many of us have played the game where we count Dollar General stores we pass on the road and compare them to number of Alexander Shannara signs we pass on the highway.
Exactly. That's the Alabama way.
You are correct. Giant salvinia. You're off to a roaring start.
Awesome.
Let's see if we can keep it going. Question number 3. The Biden administration announced recently it had distributed payouts to this group that it said had faced discriminatory loan practices. This is a lot of this money ended up in Alabama. Did it go to minority teachers, minority farmers, women shrimp boat captains, or TV weathermen?
I want to go with minority farmers.
Minority farmers. You're 3 for 3. Tyler, either you've been paying attention to the news or you're good at figuring these things out.
Well, when my phone goes off, it plays down in Alabama as my wake up.
Well, I guess you're woke up enough to hear what we're saying then. I'm not sure I would be dialed in right off the bat like that.
Yeah.
We do appreciate you for listening. The let's see, question number 4. This is kind of a long intro to this one, but the dead zone is an area that has extremely low levels of oxygen caused largely by nutrients coming out of the Mississippi River into the Gulf. Now it's centered off the Louisiana coast, but it does affect oxygen levels and sea life in Alabama waters. Okay, that said, researchers recently determined that this summer, the dead zone is roughly the size of what? All right. A, Cuba, B, Texas, C, New Jersey, or D, the circumference of Dothan's Ross-Clark Circle.
I don't quite know this one, so maybe Cuba?
Going with Cuba. No, it's Cuba's
Oh,
Cuba's pretty big. It doesn't seem like it looking on a map, but the answer here is New Jersey, which is like an eighth of the size of
okay.
Cuba. But New Jersey's correct. The circumference of Ross-Clark Circle is a little too small. It's a bigger dead zone than that. Maybe we can get it down to that eventually, and the fishing will get better.
Hopefully.
We have one more.
Alrighty.
You're 3-1 going into question number 5. Huntsville native Jimmy Wales had a birthday this week, turning 58 years old. He's best known for his role in founding what company? A, eBay, B, Wikipedia, C, Netflix, or D, Atari?
Oh, I don't remember this one.
Have you ever played Atari?
Oh yeah, a long time ago. I want to go with maybe Wikipedia.
Final answer?
I think it's Wikipedia. Yes, sir.
I don't know how you pulled that one without knowing it for sure.
I don't either.
Tyler, I appreciate you taking the time to do this. I think, to be honest, 4-1, you lit it up for what I expected. But listeners of this show are going to be pretty well plugged in. Like you said, if it's your alarm, then it's hard to avoid every morning.
Yeah, it's a good alarm. Keeps me informed.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. And this was extra impressive because you're from Jacksonville, and this was really a coastal Alabama weighted quiz. There were several, Washington County, the coast, even the Gulf. So well done.
All righty. Have a good evening.
Tyler Wright, everybody. Now, we recorded that earlier than the rest of the show. I feel like Tyler's 4-1 was stronger than Lee's 4-1. I'm not sure why. I'll have to go back and listen to know for sure. Thanks y'all so much for taking the time to listen to us. You're invited to leave us a rating on whatever app you use. Hope y'all have a great weekend. We fully expect to be back here on Monday, Lord willing. Until then, remember, we're open 24 hours a day and 7 days a week on the World Wide Web at al.com.
Alabama fans don't ask for much. We just expect our teams to win every game. Beat Everyone is a new podcast from AL.com dedicated to the stories Bama fans care about. I'm Ben Flanagan. Join me every Tuesday and Thursday on Beat Everyone, available wherever you get your podcasts.